I can find an unknown side length in a rectangle when given the perimeter. Here we have a rectangle, and I've identified perimeter as P equals 26. That's the perimeter all the way around the outside. And one side is 5, the other side is n. With a rectangle, you only need two sides because they repeat. So this bottom side will also be n, and this other side will be 5. When I find the perimeter, I know that 26 equals 5 plus n plus n. Now here's a tricky step. You need to know that n plus n is the same as 2 times n. Adding in the same number twice is the same as multiplying by 2. So I'm going to replace n plus n with 2 times n. I'm going to do 5 plus 5 equals 10. And then 26 equals 10 plus 2 times n. Now when I come up here, I use the fact family to know that if I just pretended 2 times n was some number, whatever this has to equal, 26 equals 10 plus that. So what plus 10? Or come up with a fact family where I do 26 minus 10. 26 minus 10 is going to equal 2 times n. So I do this, and it's 16 equals 2 times n. Now I come up with a multiplication and division fact family where 16 equals 2 times what? What times 2 is going to give me 16? Well, if I use the fact family and divide, I can figure that out. So I do 16 divided by 2 equals n. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 8 equals n. So I know this side has to be 8. 5 by 8. And then if you add it back up, 5 plus 5 is 10. 8 plus 8 is 16. And then 16 plus 10 is 26. Here's another example. You have a rectangle with 7 on one side and n on the other. I labeled the opposite sides because they're equal, and our perimeter is 30. 30 equals 7 plus n plus n. I've replaced n with 2 times n because there's 2 of them, so I can do 2 times that number. It repeats itself. And then 7 plus 7 is 14. I again use the fact family to know that 30 plus 14, 30 equals 14 plus some number. Well, to figure out this number, all I have to do is do 30 minus 14, and that will equal 2 times n. Well, 30 minus 14 is 16, so now I have 16 times equals 2 times n, and now I know, okay, what times 2 equals 16? Well, I can use a division, a multiplication fact family, and I know that 16 divided by 2 is going to equal n. So 16 divided by 2, I can solve that. That is 8. 8 equals n, and then you come back. 8 would go here. So 8 plus 7 is 15, and 8 plus 7 is 15. 15 plus 15 equals 30, and that's my perimeter. I want to show you another way to solve these types of problems. We have another rectangle. Perimeter is 30. One side is 9, and the other side is q. We don't know it. Well, what I really need is just half of the rectangle. Just these two sides, which is exactly half. So half the perimeter is what I need to start with. Half of 30. That's 30 divided by 2. Well, that equals 15. Now I know that 9 and q, when I add them up, just need to equal 15. So 15 equals 9 plus q. That's just half. 15 minus 9, I use the fact family that 15 minus 9 will equal q. I do that and I know that 6 equals q. Or, the way we've already shown, 30 equals 9 plus 9 plus q plus q. Replace q plus q with 2 times q. 9 plus 9 equals 18. Use a fact family to figure out 30 equals 18 plus what? So 30 minus 18 equals 2 times q. 30 minus 18 is 12. 12 equals 2 times q. You then again use that fact family to figure out what times 2 is going to equal 12. So I do 12 divided by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 equals q. It's exactly the same answer we got here, so clearly it works. If I go back and check it, 6 plus 6 is 12. 9 plus 9 is 18. 12 plus 18 is 30. That's my perimeter. Here's a problem with a rectangle. You have perimeter equals 18. The top and bottom are 6, and the two sides are b. Pause the video and try to solve to figure out how long b is. Hit play, and I'm going to take you through both ways of doing it. Alright, so So the first way, you have 18 equals 6 plus b plus b. I will then have 18 again equals 6 plus 6 is 12, and we replace b plus b with 2 times b, because it's repeated addition. Now I treat this as, I don't know, 12 plus what equals 18, so I have to do 18 minus 12 equals 2 times b. 18 minus 12, that's 6, equals 2 times b. What times 2 equals 6? Well, that's going to be 6 divided by 2 equals b. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. So b equals 3. Let's try the other way and then check it. The other way is I just look at half of my rectangle. Well, that means I only need half of my perimeter. So half of 18 is 18 divided by 2. That equals 9. So then I say 9 is going to equal b plus 6. All right, using fact families, I know that if I do 9 minus 6, it will equal b. 3 equals b. Same answer both ways. Now if I go back to the original problem, and I do 6 plus 3, I get 9. 3 plus 6, I get 9. 9 plus 9 equals 18. So it all works out, and b has to equal 3. I can find an unknown side length in a rectangle when given the perimeter. So here's your rectangle. Your perimeter is 18. The top is 5. The bottom would be 5. N is the both sides. Find n.